ročníku a tehdy by mě v životě nenapadlo, jak ten meeting zprofesionalizuje, kam moc se posune a jakou úžasnou atmosféru tady budeme společnými silami vytvářet pro světové výkony a atletům světové špičky. Po mé levé straně je Michal Novák, úspěšný trenér pražské Dukly, který bude mým moderátorským duem pro dnešní podvečer a večer. Dámy a pánové, já vám přeju krásný zážitek, nejenom sportovní, ale i ten fanouškovský, protože věřím tomu, že jména a výkony, kterých budeme v dnešním večeru svědky, že to bude jedinečný zážitek a že budeme mít my všichni na co vzpomínat. Dámy a pánové, tohle je 9. ročník mezinárodního atletického mítinku Hvězdy v Nehvizdech. Obrovský potlesk.
Já děkuji za uvedení a výjimkou je bývalý skvělý atlet, reprezentant, účastník mistrovství světa do 17 let a taktéž loňský bachelor Honza Solfrong. Pojďme si představit ty nejdůležitější a lidi, které vám chceme společně s organizátory představit. Prvním z nich starosta obce Nehvizdy Jiří Poběrežský. Další důležitou osobou a zde nemůže chybět a my jsme rádi, že zde také je ředitel školy Nehvizdy Luboš Rýdlo. Vítáme zde taktéž hejtmanku Středočeského kraje paní Petru Peckovou. Dámy a pánové, patronka tohoto mítinku, halová světová rekordmanka, mistryně světa ve vrhu koulí Helena Fibingerová. Taktéž nejdůležitější osoba dnešního dne a pan stvořitel Tomáš Vojtek.
Obrovský potlesk, pánové, no a to by samozřejmě nebylo správného mítinku, kdyby tito patroni mítinku v Nehvizdech se nedostali ke slovu. Paní Fibingerová, je to vaše.
9. ročník, jsem šťastná, že tady můžu být. Mezi váma jsem ráda, že vás tolik přišlo a prostě ten zážitek bude obrovský, protože tady v Nehvizdech díky úžasné práci Tomáše a celého týmu je nejlepší to, co mužská a ženská světová koule může nabídnout.
Moc krát děkujeme, to byla Helena Fibingerová, rekordmanka vrhu kouli.
Hezké odpoledne, já vás chci všechny pozdravit a je vidět, že na světovou úroveň nemusí být světová metropole, ale že stačí nevelká obec, středočeská 4,5 tisícové Nehvizdy a když se lámou rekordy, tak je úplně jedno, jestli je to v Paříži nebo v Nehvizdech, ale musí zatím být píle a úsilí a samozřejmě plná hala. Tak já strašně jsem ráda, že ty rekordy se letos budou lámat zase v Nehvizdech už po 9. Pánové, jste borci, že to organizujete a já všem strašně držím palce, ať ty rekordy stojí za to a také ať už nemusí pan starosta a pan ředitel školy opravovat podlahu, když ta koule dopadne mimo výseč, jako asi před 3 lety. Tak ať vám daří a užijte si to všichni.
Jo. Děkujeme, to byla Petra Pecková, hejtmanka Středočeského kraje. Předáváme slovo dál panu starostovi obce Nehvizdy Jiřímu Poběrežskému.
Dobrý den, přeji všem. Já bych chtěl opravdu přivítat mezi námi dámy, paní Fibingerovou, které si strašně vážíme, hejtmanku našeho kraje, paní Petru Peckovou, která sportu strašně fandí. A chtěl bych hlavně popřát vám všem, kteří jste sem přišli, ať už jste z Nehvizd, anebo z celého okolí, aby ten dnešní pozdní odpoledne, začátek večera jste si užili, viděli jste krásné výkony a sportovcům přeju prostě jen to nejlepší. A jak říkala paní hejtmanka, když by padl nějaký rekord, budeme všichni rádi. Takže hodně úspěchů.
To byl Jiří Poběrežský. Poprosíme ještě ředitele školy Nehvizdy Luboše Rýdla.
Děkuji za mě, dobré odpoledne všem moji předřečníci už všechno řekli, já bych jenom rád zdůraznil, že hvězdou v Nehvizdech je pro mě každý, kdo se zúčastní dnešního sportovního meetingu. Byť tady máme sportce světového a olympijského formátu, ale moje obrovská radost míří za Tomášem a za pondělními dětskými hvězdami, jak se tělocvična naplnila dětskými a žákovskými sportovními výkony, tak jsem si uvědomil, že svět je ještě v pořádku. Naše škola je hrdým partnerem tohoto meetingu. Tome, děkujeme, že u toho můžeme být. A všem sportovcům hodně zdaru při dosahování dnešních rekordních výkonů a všem přítomným příjemný sportovní zážitek. Děkuji.
Děkujeme i panu řediteli Luboši Rígovi a nyní dostává slovo Tomáš Lutek.
Tak dobrý den i ode mě, já bych chtěla moc vás tady opět přivítat, poděkovat všem, co dorazili, hlavně také našim sponzorům, který tady vidím hodně, jsem za to velice rád, že jste si semka tou cestu našli, moc děkuji všem po své věci, že nám takhle pomáháte, podporujete a všechno možný, někteří si to možná, ti aktivní atleti si to zatím ani neumí představit, co zatím někdy jako opravdu té práce z té druhé strany. A teďka řeknu rád tu kouzelnou formulku, meeting tímto považuji za zahájený, slovo bych rád předal řediteli naší základní umělecké školy panu Hávovi, který už se o vás teďka pár minut postará a uslyšíte tu nejhezčí písničku, která může být. Děkuji.
Tomáši, já moc krát děkuji za slovo. My jsme moc poctěni, že opět můžeme vykopávat, jak se lidově říká, tento krásný atletický maraton. Jak řekl bych, že vlastně sportovní výkony nebo umělecké výkony jsou naprosto stejné záležitosti, stejné hodnoty a tak se tu cítíme vlastně jako doma. V tuto chvíli od nás uslyšíte samozřejmě oficiální zahájení krásnou naší českou hymnou, pak bude logicky vzato naše krásná atletická hymna, kterou jsme tady zde v Nehvizdech splodili dohromady. No a jako třetí bonus dáme píseň, která pojednává o tom, že prostě to všichni dáme. Takže dámy a pánové, naše dva spojené sbory Huna Mapo a vokalizer pod vedením Magdely Pospíšilové a Lenky Boháčové je právě zde připraven zahájit tento krásný slavnostní maraton.
Slunce ti vychází, každý den co víc, to přece stačí, přemýšlíš, kolik máš, úspěchů jak dál, tak navrť si ústy a dál. To dál a ty to víš, jestli skočíš dál, anebo víš, ty to dál, uvidíš, dobře víš, že běžet můžeš dál. To dál a ty to víš, jestli skočíš dál, anebo víš, ty to dál, uvidíš, dobře víš,
Děkujeme za představení základní umělecké školy pod vedením vaše. Ten se nám představí zde v Nehvizdech.
Než se nám osmero siláků ještě dorozhází, tak bychom velice rádi poděkovali generálním partnerům Nehvého mítinku, protože bez nich by se tento nehvizdský mítink...
Well, good afternoon and welcome to Hvězdy v Nehvizdech, a World Indoor Tour Silver Meeting in Nehvizdy, a city just east of Prague in Czechia. We've got some real big hitters performing today. We've got the men's shot put competition. You can see them warming up at the moment. And going in there, we've got Joe Kovacs, Leo Fabry, Raj Campbell as well. Some really big names have travelled to Czechia for this. Chuck Anakwechi, another one, Scott Lincoln. the GB athletes. Some really big performers, big moment athletes coming to the stage in that competition. The crowd are enjoying watching them go through the motions of their warm-up. That competition due to get off in about 8 minutes' time, give or take. Following them, we have got the men's high jump competition. That should be just as exciting. We've got some exciting young talent going in the high jump contest as well. But to end the evening, we have the women's shot put contest. Now that is going to be one to make sure that you stick around for. That goes off at 6:45 local time. So depending on where you're watching from today, that may vary by an hour or two. We've got Jess Schindler and Sarah Mitten going head-to-head. It's the first time we've seen them compete against each other this year, so that's going to be a really exciting contest, actually. So make sure you stick around for that. The 2025 World Outdoor Champion against the 2025 World Indoor Champion.
Do oficiálního startu soutěže nám zbývá ještě asi 12 minut, takže necháme borce ještě, ať se rozháží, ať zahřejí své svaly, ať můžeme být svědky světových výkonů zde ve 4,5 tisícových Nehvizdech. Kdo by to byl býval před 9 lety řekl, že Nehvizdy budou obcí vrcholné atletiky.
It's a very strong crowd that we've got spectating here today as well. You can see all of the spectators crowding inside this hall. And the setup, of course, will change as we go through the evening or afternoon. The high jump bed will be introduced, of course, in the uprights, and then back to the shot put. Indoors always providing a slightly different dynamic to competition. Often we see slightly different impacts from various factors, and performance can be slightly better or slightly not so good. As we see outdoors, for example, on the track, it can be a bit more of a challenge. You've got the banks, the tighter bends. Indoors, for field eventers, we have no wind to deal with, and that can often be a real benefit for these athletes. But there you have on screen the start list for this absolutely bumper men's shot put final. Shimon Mazur is our first to throw. World University Games silver medalist from 2023. We followed by Roar Harp of Germany, World Under-20 bronze medalist 2 years ago. Joe Kovacs is in that field, so keep your eye on him. He's throwing last. Uzio Munzo as well. Silver medalist at the Tokyo World Championship, so he's always one to keep an eye on. Talk about big time, big stage athlete. Following him, Scott Lincoln, the recently crowned British champion. Chuck Enakwechi will follow him in the throwing order, as will Raj Campbell and Leo Fabry. Now watch out for those two. They have competed very well on the circuit so far this year. Fabry third in Torun just a few days ago. Campbell second overall in the World Indoor Tour standings for the gold level of competition. He was fifth in Torun though, so perhaps not quite as good a day for him. He'll be looking to correct some form. And Joe Kovacs, that athlete we've mentioned so many times already. We're only about 6 minutes into the programme. 3 times Olympic Games silver medalist in 2016, 2021 and 2024. The 2 times world champion in 2015 and 19, 2 times world silver medalist. His achievements really are endless, aren't they? 21.92 he threw in Torun in the final of the World Indoor Tour. He's 4th on the world list so far this year. The world lead, incidentally, for this event belongs to Roger Steen, 22.07, so keep your eye on that. But out of the top 7, 4 of those athletes in the 2026 world list are competing So we've got some really, really strong performers.
Osmici nejsilnějších mužů světa, kteří se dnes poperou o titul nehvizdského šampiona.
Osmička nejlepších. Závodníci nám představí v kruhu jako první. Bude závodník, který získal už několik mládežnických evropských medailí.
Well, there he is, Szymon Mazur,
18, reprezentant Polska.
Polish athletes. Season's best of 1969. We're looking to improve that. Just to bear in mind, world standard 21:20, I believe, for the men's shot put this year. We've got those World Indoor Championships coming up, haven't we? And he'll be keen to make sure that he is there, considering it's a home championships for Polish as well. Top of Germany then. The European Under-18 silver medalist from 2022 upgraded himself to a world bronze for the Under-20s in 2024. PB was set earlier on this month, 1984. Munoz then of Mexico, the world silver medalist, the 9 times Mexican national champion. In shot put and discus, a very multi-talented man. Scott Lincoln is introduced to the crowd, the GB man. Commonwealth Games bronze a few years ago in Birmingham. 21 British shot put titles, including this year. Chuck Enekwechi, 5th in the World Champs back in September, 5th at the World Indoors about a year ago, 4th in Torrent a few days ago. Rajendra Campbell, the Jamaican man, 2 times Jamaican title winner, 3rd on the 2026 Indoor World list. Leo Fabri, the Italian, is coming into some fine form. He's thrown 22.50 this year, but that was outdoors. His indoor PB 22.37. And Joe Kovacs, the American, 21.92 is season's best, 22.05 his indoor PB. What a performer. What a list of achievements and medals he has to his name.
Máme se opravdu na co těšit. Nehvizdský souboj bude velkolepý a bude opravdu o co stát. Doufáme, že jste připraveni na skvělé výkony, protože co jsme tady s Michaelem koukali, tak každý z nich vybrousil svou formu do blištivého diamantu, který zde v Nehvizdech bude prezentovat.
Well, high fives to the mascots, and the athletes will go and get themselves ready in their final preparations. As we are due to get underway with this men's shot put final. It will be Mazur that we see throw first.
Máme před sebou první pokusy, soutěž se rozjíždí. První do kruhu letí polský silák Szymon Mazur. Stříbrný medailista z univerziády v roce 2023. Osobák 2018 a v letošní sezóně těsně po 20 metry 19,69.
A my nebudeme na nic čekat, podpoříme Šimona hned od prvního pokusu.
Our opening throw then, our first round. 6 rounds to come. Mazur wastes no time in getting a throw on the board. Launches that out and gets the white flag straight away. These athletes often enjoy getting a first round throw in, getting a legal throw on the card, and then they can relax into the contest and really push on from there.
Šimon
18-19. It's an okay start, so we want pushing on about a metre further than that at least. The season's best, a reminder, 1969. Indoor PB, 1992. So Mazur, a good start, a solid start, but room to improve. Hop then, of Germany. 1984, his best. It does veer off to the side, doesn't it? That's something he's going to want to correct in the future rounds. But it's a legal throw nonetheless. Rolling out of his hands slightly too early then during the push stage of that release. Some instant feedback from his coach. 1951. Munoz. Getting the crowd involved. Now this is something that's so good about field events, isn't it? They are so good for spectators. You can really get them involved, get the atmosphere going. It's clearly a very, very welcoming crowd for that today. And he's pleased with that for a first round throw. And he flies straight to the top of the leaderboard at the moment. 1998. Lincoln of Great Britain, fresh off the back of his most recent British indoor title, British indoors, about 10 days ago. That's a good way to start. Nice and quick, sharp as he snapped round, didn't he? Into that release. 1971. Enough for second in this first round. Chukwuemeka wasting no time getting his competition underway. And that's a very, very strong start. You can see his okay to the crowd. He's happy with that. 20.7. That's a great start. Brilliant opening throw. And big cheers when that measurement announced to the crowd. They're loving it already. How can Campbell match up? Good competitors, these two. Very decent start, not quite as far as Enekwechi's. I think it was just shy of that, but a very, very strong way to open his contest. Yeah, he moves up into second, 20.24. His measurement. Interestingly enough, Enekwechi holds the second best performance, second best throw ever at this competition back in 2024. 21.63. Leonardo Fabri, world bronze medalist from Tokyo. He's fourth at the world indoors, about a year ago in Nanjing. Another strong throw. just 4 centimetres further than Campbell. Fabry records 20.28 in his opening round, and we move on then. Kovacs. Big yell from him, and that is good in his opening round. Joe Kovacs showing us why he has a CV like he does. .20.53, Kovacs slips into second place. Enekwechi leading the way after round 1. 20.70. Kovacs throw, of course, concludes the round. We move on to round number 2. So makes his way back into that circle. Very important, of course, that athletes enter and exit the circle in the correct way is to make sure their throw is legal. To leave the throw behind that horizontal line you can see on the ground. So he does get the white flag, but looks slightly frustrated, slightly disheartened perhaps. He's not too pleased with that. 18.58, it's an improvement on his first round, but not a throw that has him in the mix just yet. A lot of these athletes, of course, are using this competition as a tune-up. A lot of them have national championships next weekend, which will act as a trial for a majority of nations ahead of those World Indoor Championships. Now, the World Indoors taking place in Poland around the 20th of March, tracking to the 22nd of March. So a lot of these athletes looking to just get some extra competitions, get some competition fitness in. Ahead of their qualification attempts next weekend. Well, it was a no throw in the end from Hart. Nothing recorded from him in round 2. It's very common, isn't it, to see no throws coming through in field events, whether it be shot put, discus, hammer, javelin, etc. Of course, we're indoors. No javelins are being launched in the sports hall that this competition is taking place in, but it's very common for athletes to get a no throw on their card. No cause for concern. Munoz launching it towards the back of the mattress that's been laid down, padding. Second round throw moves up to 5th overall, 2017. Scott Lincoln returns to his second round throw. 1971 is best of the day. Big yell as he launches it back towards that final white line. That for sure has to be an improvement. And it is 20.63. He's starting to inch close to that season's best as Scott Lincoln. His season's best, 20.80. Enekwechi, our competition leader. And that is a huge, huge throw. That's got to be over the 21-meter mark. He seems pretty happy. Hearts to the crowd and enjoying his moment. It looks like it just inches past. It might just be on that 21-meter line. 20.92 in round 2. Things are going Enekwechi's way so far. 21-22 he threw in Torren for 4th place. That, of course, was the finale of the World Indoor Tour Gold Series this season. Well, Campbell readies himself. He looks very focused. And that's strong. We're going to have a fierce competition between these two today. Enekwechi and Campbell both looking like they've brought that competitive spark to life. 21-15. Absolutely huge and a great way to really start bringing the heat. He's got the best season's best in the field this year, aside, of course, from Fabry, whose season's best was performed outside. Best indoor season's best in the field, Campbell. And here is the Italian. World Indoor Bronze back in 2024. 4th last year. We want to improve on that and upgrade one of those medals. It's a good effort, but it's not going to be good enough to have him threaten the top spot this round. Fabry sits in 5th place at the moment. Well, Joe Kovacs to close off round 2. Huge yell as he urges it towards that 21-meter line, and he knows it's going to be just shy, but it's another very strong throw. It'll be an improvement on his 20.53. .20.83. For Kovacs to sit 3rd after round 2. Campbell still leading the way with that 21.15 throw. Enekwechi in 2nd with 20.92, and Joe Kovacs rounding off the podium at the moment, 20.83. On Mazur then. Still a hint of frustration as he tilts his head back after that throw. It's another improvement. It's going in the right direction. 18.76. It's not something that he'll be happy with at the moment. Season's best thrown at the end of January, so about just over 3 weeks ago. Hop. Good speed on the turn there as he launches that through, and it's just over the 20-meter line by the look of it. Just over the 19-meter line, sorry. It's not an improvement this time round. Hop sits in 7th at the moment after 3 throws. Munoz is up next. The Mexican, I mentioned earlier on, has 9 national titles, and that's over the shot put and discus disciplines. A very, very talented thrower. PB 20.46. It's actually a national record for Mexico. That was thrown at Belgrade in the World Indoor Tour Gold. And that is an improvement on it, 20.74. So that is definitely something for him to celebrate after this, because that is going to be a new national record for Mexico. Absolutely huge from Munoz. Oh, Scott Lincoln coming in for round 3. Running in 5th place. It's another solid throw. Is it an improvement on his 20.63 though? No, not to be in round 3, 20.28. Move back to Chuck Enekwechi. Talking himself through it, making sure he's got the mental cues for the technique. Field events are very, very technical, and often you'll see the same being done, whether it be in high jump, javelin, shot put, long jump, triple jump. All of these field events they all have that technical cues that they'll make their way through. It's another strong throw, 21 meters dead. He remains in second, but it's a very strong round 3, and he's improved throw on throw so far. Let's Campbell to respond now and show that he's at the top of these standings for a reason, that he's going to stay there. Big roar, and it's not quite as far. It's not going to be an improvement this time, and he steps out the front. He doesn't want that measured. So a no throw in round 3 for Campbell. You hear the buzz of the remote control car, can't you? As it zooms past, collecting the shot puts and taking them back to the performers. There it is, bottom left of your screen. 4x4 carrying its trailer of shot puts. Fabry asking for quiet this time. And that's why. That is an absolutely monstrous throw from Fabry, and it moves him up to second place in the standings after 3 rounds, 21.05. Well, can Joe Kovacs do anything to rival that from Leo Fabry and get himself back in those top 3? Another big yell. It's not going to be a 21-meter throw, and he steps out the front. Decides not to measure that one. Well, no throw from Joe Kovacs concludes round 3. Raj Campbell still leading the way with that second round throw, 21.15. Leo Fabry moving himself up into second with 21.05. And Enekwechi with 21 meters dead is third at the moment. Enekwechi definitely one to keep your eye on in this competition. He's improved round on round so far. And there you have the standings confirmed on your screen. 10 centimetres between Campbell and Fabry. Current time. Well, the circle just being wiped down. Make sure that the right grip is gotten by the athlete, maybe slips. It is the halfway point in this competition, of course. 3 throws left for the athletes. The athletes just keeping themselves warm in this brief break. Majura returns. Steadily improving those throws round on round. 1876 is best so far. It's not been his day, has it? See the shake of the head as he walks away. He's frustrated with how the afternoon is going. 1828 in round 4. Unfortunately, no improvement. Top up next. 1984. His PB, so he's not too far away from that. It was set earlier on this month. With a very consistent card, I might add. Some very strong performances that day. Not quite getting the release right on that one. Waiting for it to sound slightly early, perhaps. 1818 is not an improvement for him. His best remains 1951 from round 1. Scott Lincoln then, the British champion. 2063 is best so far today. And he launches that forward, and he knows that that is much, much better. And now he's starting to enjoy himself. 2094, the official measurements for his 4th round throw, and that moves him up to 4th place in the current standings. He drinks his energy drink, preparing himself for the final 2 rounds. He can get himself into that top 3 as well. currently sat in 6th. .2074 his mark to beat. He steps out front, he decides that wasn't good enough. Joe Kovacs. He's in 5th at the moment. That monstrous throw from Scott Lincoln, and not quite one. Will improve his current standing. Well, 2 no throws in a row now. Joe Kovacs is going to want to rectify that in round 5. And Akwechi. Solid. Not going to improve on that 21 metres dead that he threw in round 3, but it's another strong throw to back it up. 20.52. Currently sat in 2nd place, Leo Fabry. Lines himself up for his 4th round throw, and good snap there, and he almost loses his balance, and he does. That is unfortunate. The throw won't be measured as he fell out the front of the circle. Tried to just balance himself out, didn't he, with that back leg, and it just wasn't to be. Rajendra Campbell, current event leader, 21.15 in the 2nd round. That's good, but it's not going to be an improvement. It's been a very solid contest for him so far, though. Decides that because it's not an improvement, he wants to step out the front, and the throw won't be measured. And we move on to round number 5. Shimon Mazur is up next. Silver at the World University Games in 2023. 1969 his season's best. 1992 his indoor PB. It appears off the left-hand side, and he's disappointed. Steps out the front.
Ve 4. sérii došlo ke zlepšení pouze jednoho závodníka velkým Scott Lincoln, který dostal čtvrté místo, a o zlepšení minimálně pozůstal se nyní pokusí německý mladý
Georg Hoff. Enters round 5, and got some good speed in the circle, and he leans back and gets the white flag. It will be better than his previous round, 18-18 he threw in round 4, and it is 19-38. His first round throw is still his best of the day with 19-51. Scott Lincoln, he's already thrown a season's best today with that 20-94, sorry. And that looks good again. Two very similar throws. He's pleased with it. The crowd are pleased with it. It's a very solid effort from Scott Lincoln, and it moves him up, actually, to second place in the current standings with 21-12. That is a new indoor PB for the Briton, and it's been a very good day at the office for Scott Lincoln. Following, of course, that British title a couple of weeks ago and 8th at the Tokyo World Champs back in September. Munoz. His best of the day so far. That was in round 3. That remains his best effort. 19.56 in round 5 for him. Kovacs. Down, focus. It's not enough to improve on his 20.83 from earlier on today. Kovacs 4th in the world this year with 21.92. Struggling to find that form this afternoon. And the Quetchi. Now that looked very good, possibly an improvement on that 21-meter throw from earlier on. That was in round 3. And it is enough to put him back at the top of the standings, 21.19. He moves up to first place, and now Leo Fabry has to try and respond to that throw from him and Lincoln a few moments ago, get himself back in that top 3. Wiping his shoes before he enters the circle to make sure he gets the right grip. Make a big difference, the friction and the grip they get when they get the speed up and spin as they snap round to release. You can see almost lost his balance again, but he stays in and he's much, much happier with that. It remains a legal throw. And it shoots him to the top of the standings, 21.80. Well, Campbell, who led this competition through halfway, is currently sat in 3rd. He needs a response here, really. Campbell urges it forward, and it's a big throw, it's a big response. Did get the red flag in the end, now that's a shame. It's a shame that one won't be measured. Quick clean of the circle before we progress into round 6.
Takže ještě jednou soutěž výškařů bude o 10 minut posunutá, aby se nám tyto disciplíny vrcholí na skoku výšky nepřekrývaly. Děkujeme za pochopení. Vyvážíme tady světovou atletiku o 4,5 tisícových Nehvizdech. A nyní Šimon Mazur ke svému finálnímu pokusu.
Mazur for his final round throw. Just not been the day he'd have hoped for. The Pole applauds the crowd. He says thank you for your support. And he leaves the competition. .1951 in round 1 remains his best. Can he improve on that now? Decent attempt. He looks much happier with that, doesn't he? He was a bit frustrated earlier on and looks relieved to have gotten a throw in that he's more pleased with, and it's 1996. It's an improvement on his indoor personal best. 12 centimetre improvement, in fact. Scott Lincoln, he was very pleased with that 5th round throw. Can the momentum buoy him onto something more? Not this time. Fresh off the back of an improvement to his own national record. He grits his teeth as he walks away, but the white flag goes up. 20:37, so it's no improvement on his 3rd round throw. 20:74 is best today, but that is an improvement on his own Mexican record, like I say. So a very pleasing day. Munoz. Joe Kovacs has said before the meeting today that he's been a target of the meet organisers. They've wanted to get him here for years now, and he's finally here. 20:83 is best so far. That was back in round 2. What can he do in round 6? Out to the side, and that's unfortunate. Not to be today for Joe Kovacs. 2nd round throw is the mark that they'll take. He's sat in at 5th at the moment. Quetchi. 21-19 in round 5. Second place. And it's good. Celebrates with the crowd. Watches with bated breath to see if it's an improvement on that 21. It is 21-20. So a centimetre more. That will go down as his best for the day. He will sit in second place. With just Campbell and Fabry still to throw. Fabry up next, clear by quite a margin at the moment, 60 centimetres between himself and second place. 21-80 in round 5. What has he got in round 6? Loses his balance, that's a shame. Second time today that's happened. Hyping himself up then. So round number 6 to close off the competition. 21-15 for third place currently. It's a big yell, but not a big enough throw. And he will remain in third place, and it's been a great men's shot put final. Leo Fabry absolutely wowing the crowd with that 21-80. Is that throw from Leo Fabry. What an excellent competition we had from him. And there you have the results confirmed. Campbell coming in third at 21-15. That was in round 2. Quetchi improving on that 21-20 in his final round. That has him sat in second place, and Leo Fabry wowing the crowd and blowing everybody away, 60 centimetres further than the rest to take the win at today's World Indoor Tour Silver Meet. Scott Lincoln with the season's best for fourth in the end, and Munoz coming through for sixth with that national record, that 20.74. PB for Harp as well in seventh. So very successful shot put competition. And we'll move on shortly to the men's high jump. There they are, all lining up, waiting to be introduced to the crowd. Stevic, Serbian, fourth in the NCAA in 2023. Ryback, the Czech athlete, saying hello to the home crowd, and he'll be really excited to take hold of this opportunity. Grandbar Zadeh. 2 times Asian indoor silver medalist. Strasser of Austria, 2:20, his indoor PB. Chudli, 5th at the under-23 Europeans last year. A young talent to definitely keep your eye on. And Kosonen, Finnish athlete, 7th at the European indoors last year, 10 national titles. Kensney just been introduced there, the under-23 high jump silver medalist, and Ajet of Turkey being introduced as well, and Joel Clark-Khan of Great Britain saying his hellos and receiving his gift from his mascot. And Portillo, ranked 40th in the world currently, and completes the lineup, I think, of we will get this high jump competition underway shortly. Well, the athletes just heading over back to their kit to put away the gifts that they've received from the mascots, and looks like the crowd are receiving some chocolates or some treats from the athletes as well, which is always a fun addition. It's really a great way to get them all involved, isn't it? And the atmosphere here is absolutely buzzing. Stevic, the one to start us off. It's an easy clearance. 199 the opening height, by the way. And Ryback will be up next. See 5 centimetre increments as well. Ryback choosing to skip this height. My apologies. Ryback up now for the 199. Yeah, slight glitch on my system here, but he doesn't go clear this time. He'll have another attempt, of course. Important to explain that athletes have 3 attempts, or 3 no jumps in a row, if you like, so they can have 2 fouls and choose to skip a height and have a 3rd attempt at the next height if that's how it plays out. But 3 no jumps in a row, and unfortunately they will exit the competition. So Ryback, 2 more attempts at this height should he need it. Gambar Zadeh. Strasser going clear at 199 as well. Gambar Zadeh choosing to skip, sorry. Slight delay on my system, but no clearance at the first time for Chudli. 5th in 23 Europeans last year. Chudli. The rest of the field choosing to skip at this height. We move back to Adam Ryback for attempt number 2. That's much better. easily clear and a sigh of relief. So he can move on to the next height. And a much easier clearance for Chudley as well. Sometimes you just have to find the flow, you have to settle into a competition. It's not unusual at all to see athletes coming through with a failure on their first jump or some of the lower heights before really getting into their contest later on and finding some momentum, finding some rhythm. Slavko Stevic, 221, sorry, his indoor best. 205 is best this year and easily clear at 204, so hopefully we can see him rewrite that. Right back. Not this time. And the only thing, of course, when athletes struggle to find their rhythm in the early stages of a contest, they can prematurely fatigue themselves. That's often why we see athletes skipping early heights and choosing to come in at later heights in the contest. CZE. Easy, easy. Really interesting, of course, the technique in the high jump, the Frosby flop, sends athletes up and over the bar in that backwards looping fashion. It helps keep the centre of gravity of the body lower, meaning you can jump high. The centre of gravity actually goes underneath the bar in this technique. Strasser making it look easy. Going, getting some feedback. You can see it's excellent with these field events that athletes can go and have a look and make some tweaks ahead of the next attempt. Oh, and that's unfortunate, just a tickle, catch with the heels. Chudley. Kosonen of Finland entering the competition then. Chose to skip the opening height of 199 and he looks very good for it. Happily clear at the first time of asking. Gave the bar a rattle. It's Szczesny. Nikolai Szczesny safely through though. Ajet, the next to jump. Joint seventh European indoors last year. World Uni silver in 2019. And he makes it look easy. 2:04 ticked off. Well, the remaining athletes in the field choosing to skip the height of 2:04, which means we are back to Rybeck. He's unable to go clear this time. He'll have one more attempt at this height. Mateusz Kudle will be up next to try and rectify his error in this round as well. Beautifully done. He's good on the approach, really strong on his takeoff there. Dev over beautifully with that arm, and the rest of his body followed. Ryback to stay in the contest, and he does. He will progress to 2:09. Bar just being measured. It's put up to 2:09. Well, a reminder then of those results from the men's shot put competition that we had earlier on. Leonardo Fabri taking the win with 21 meters 80, and that's the presentation that we just saw. We do rejoin this high jump competition, and we are at 2:09 at the moment. Gambar Zadeh, the first to go over that height. Strasser joins him. They did a little brush, but nothing to dislodge it. Just caught it with his Achilles, didn't he? Chudley. Two attempts at the previous height. And he's going to need a second at this one as well. He's not the only one though. Stevic and Roback also not going clear at the first time of asking. Daniel Kosonen of Finland. He's got 10 national titles, including both the indoor and outdoor titles in 2025. He's cleared 2:18 this season. And he gives it a rattle, but he is clear at 2:09. Chesney making light work of it, and it's clear that there's a bit of a bounce in the air. This evening, these high jumpers are loving the atmosphere. Ajet up next. And he joined the four others clear at 2:09. Delayering, of course, before his attempt. It's important that these field eventers keep warm. They've got such springy motions, such powerful techniques, and it's really important that those quick, fast twitch muscle fibers stay nice and warm to prevent any injuries in between attempts. So Ajet doing brilliantly. That looked very strong. Loads of room, didn't he? The current Turkish champion, in fact, he won the national indoor title already this year. Joel Clark-Kahn getting the crowd involved. He took off very far away from that, but it didn't matter. Soars over 2:09. You can see his takeoff point really was quite far out, and he was almost stretching to reach the bar, but no matter. Coutinho. Opening jump of the competition. And he makes it look so easy. He had so much space. Now they are some very fresh legs. Cleared that with so much space. He's got to be feeling very confident going into the next height. 2:13 the next height, but before we get there, the second attempt. Stevic. for a season's best. And it just about stays on. It wasn't necessarily a given, but he will move on to 2:13. Adam Ryback, 2:04 cleared on his third attempt. Failure at the first time of asking for 2:09. He's going to be starting to get fatigued, but he gives it his all and he does make it over this time. Ryback stays in the competition. It's a big, big cheers from the home crowd. He just hangs over the top of that bar for a split second, didn't he? And he is safely over, and everybody safely through to the next height. Feedback for any technical tweaks and amendments that might be needed. Stevic is the first to line up to attempt the new height. Just caught it over the top, didn't he? Stevic will need another attempt at 2:13. It's definitely in there, though. It's only his second competition of the year, so looking to find a bit of competition form. Athletes often speak about how they need competition to sharpen up and get into the flow of competing again. Ryback. 2:13. Not a million miles away. He'll get another attempt. CZE. Two first-time clearances for him so far today. 2:04 and 2:09 ticked off nice and easily. Can he do the same with 2:13? Not this time. thruster. Came in at the opening height. Will also be going for attempt number 2. Just caught at his shoulder blades. Crudely. He had the height, and he just came down on it a little too early. Asking for the rhythmic clapping, asking for the atmosphere to bounce off, to launch off, and it works. He's the first one clear at this height, 2:13, done and dusted. Chesney bounds towards it and just catches it with his lower back. Ajit. Nicely done. Khan up next. They'll be looking to try and join those two, Sonnen and Ajit. Taking off very far away from the bed again, but it doesn't matter. He gives it a tickle, but the bar stays up and he moves safely on to the next height. Tio up next. High jump is really enjoying this crowd now. The atmosphere really is bouncing. And with acres and acres of space, Tio clears 2:13. Look at that, easily done. And he's loving every minute of it. Whilst that high jump is ongoing,
Jako první se nám představí
We meet
ještě věkem
the shot putters.
nejlepší juniorka v Evropě za loňský rok s osobákem 16.36 z Řecka, Maria Rafaelidou.
Rafaelidou just turned 19. The under 18 European gold medal winner in 2024.
Osobák 18.80 je taktéž národním rekordem Španělska. Maria Belén Toimil.
Toimil of Spain, national record holder in fact at PB 1864.
Největší univerzálka na světě v kombinaci disku a koule. Světová dvojka v disku. Holandsko, Jorinde van Klinken.
Jorinde van Klinken of the Netherlands. World silver in the discus in September. European silver in the short and discus as well. Inchud of Portugal, 8th at the Paris Olympic Games.
Závodnice, která každým rokem roste. Její výkony se stále zvedají. Už se dostala na 1966 a v letošní sezóně je 10. nejlepší koulařka světa. Ze Švédska, Fanny Ross.
Fanny Ross of Sweden, 5th at the Tokyo World Champs, 7th at the Paris Olympics. Very strong competitor. Katarina Maisch of Germany, 1910 performer on her best day, 1902 her best this year. Now here is one to watch. Sarah Mitten of Canada, 2027, her season's best, second in the world this year, the world indoor champion from 2024 and 2025. And perhaps her fiercest rival, Jessica Skilder of the Netherlands, holds the national record of 2069, 2049 being her season's best this year. The world outdoor champion, the world indoor champion. Could be one hell of a competition between these two. Well, Chudley at his second attempt at 2:13. And he's going to need a third this time. He almost had it. Just caught it with his glutes on the way down. Lithu's first attempt, making sure she exits out the back of the circle to ensure it's a valid throw. 16:33 her best. And in fact, her season's best has just been improved as a PB, and she is delighted with it, 16:51. And that moves her up to 4th on the under-20 world list this year. Tomil of Spain. .1680 her best this year, and a slight shake of the head if she leaves the circle. 5th at the 2024 European Champs. In fact, her season's best was actually a final round throw on Saturday, so we know she's in decent form. Stevic then in the high jump. His final attempt at this height. not to be today. Slavko Stevic will exit the competition with 2:09, his best on the day. It is a season's best, it is an improvement in 2026. Jorinda van Klinken, Dutch woman, 18:14, her best in 2026. Just veers off to the side, but is given a red flag. Back, checks the tripod. Some of these athletes, of course, travelling on their own with no coach, so the tripod can provide valuable feedback. Ryback unfortunately leaves the competition in this men's high jump, 2:09. His best today. Nehvizdy will be up next. And shoot of Portugal. Solid start to her day. 5 times Portuguese champion, including the indoor title last year. All these national championships, of course, taking place the weekend. Active trials selection for that World Indoor Team. World Indoor Champs taking place in late March. Fanny Rusch of Sweden holds a national record, in fact, of 19:29 indoors. 18:76 her best this year. And that's probably the furthest we've seen today. (19:29). And that equals her national record. Look at that, that's fantastic. So Strasser goes, oh, so close, so close. Applause as he exits the competition. Flicking between these two competitions at the moment. Maisch of Germany. Looks like she knows she has more in the tank there, and yeah, has a no throw in round 1. Oh, Sarah Mitten. Spoken about her already. Fireworks perhaps from her today. Let's hope. Second best in the world this year. And that soars out. (19:38) is the official measurement. A very solid start for the Commonwealth Games champion. Oh, Jessica Skilder up next. The Dutch woman. Her indoor best thrown at Apeldoorn at the Indoor Europeans last year on home turf. Current world lead. (20:43). Now that is fantastic. In fact, it's the second best in the world this year. Schilder already the world lead with 20:49. So remember, 20:49 is the mark for you to keep your eye on today. We might just see a world lead. In fact, I believe It's a meeting record in round 1. Filippo of Greece marks the start of round 2. .45, really solid second attempt. Sonnen unable to go clear at the first time of asking at 2:17. Toimil. Getting a white flag. She had a no throw in round 1, so that's really positive. Very high looping arch on that throw there. She looks to perhaps flatten out slightly, looks to have it carry further forward. But 16:51 from her in round 2. Move to Bank Lincoln. Sets herself up. That's good speed on that launch, but it does stay in bounds. I thought for a second it was going to veer off that left-hand side a little bit more, but will be a valid throw. An 18:16, in fact, and that's a 2-centimetre season's best. So she reviews that footage. I'm sure she can make tweaks to improve even further in this comp. Inshud up next in the shot put to return to the high jump. And Ajet, unfortunately not going clear this time. It's 2:17 the bar's at now as a reminder. We did have several athletes leave the competition at 2:13 with Jolkot Khan, Kitio, Kusonen, Ajet still in the contest. Inshud. Screen launched from her shoulder. (18:37) moves her up to 4th place at the moment. It is a small season's best by 2 centimetres. Fanny Rouge steps up and looks to try and improve on her first round throw of 19:29. Seventh Paris Olympic Games, the former European under-23 champion. With impeccable form there. Fires that shot put straight down the middle. No improvement though. And Sweden will have to wait till round 3. Maish is up next. Looks focused, determined, have a better throw than that in round 1. Step out the circle and have it measured in the end. That does look better. She exits out the back, which means that will be a valid throw. (18:94). That moves her up into 4th place at the moment. Of course, we have still got 2 athletes still to throw in round 2. One of those, of course, Sarah Mitten, up next. She did just lose her balance and step out the circle then, and unfortunately that one won't count. Mitten, of course, just losing her meeting record to rival Kilde. The previous meeting record, 20.08. Jessica Schilder throwing 20.43 in round 1. What a way to kick off the women's shot put for her. Will we see an improvement of it? Not this time. She walks out the front of the circle. She won't have that one measured, but she is still our event leader. Well, back to this men's high jump competition, and Ajette his second attempt at 2.17. And he does go clear. He will be able to take on 2.20. He joins Portillo in that group at the moment. Portillo going clear at the first time of asking. He's kept his card completely clean so far. Rafalitu. Two throws she's had already today, both further than her previous best. She's enjoying the competition, lapping up the momentum, the atmosphere, everything about it. 16.43, it's very consistent from her actually. The Greek is certainly having a good day at the office. 16.51 in round 1, 16.45 in round 2, and 16.43 in round 3. It's not often you see a card more consistent than that in the opening few rounds. Kosonen in the high jump. Well, as he lines up, we see frustration from Camille. But Kosonen can't quite manage it, and that is 3 consecutive fouls. He will exit the competition here. That is unfortunate. Got final attempts coming up at 2.17 for Szczesny and Khan. Thinking. That was a no throw from Bank Lincoln in round 3, and 18-16 remains her best, and Shude. A big yell and a big clap. She's very happy with that one. We'll get the measurement in a moment. And big relief from Joel Clark-Khan there as he celebrates going clear at the third time of asking at 2.17. The season's best 2.22. He is the current British champion from a couple of weeks ago. But he was worried for a second that he wasn't going to progress in this contest. We do have just 3 athletes remaining in that high jump now. Portillo with his clean card. Ajette He went clear on the second time of asking. And then Clark Khan, his third round clearance, the third attempt clearance. 217. So the bar on the high jump race to 220 next. Oh, Fanny Roche. He's on your screen looking focused, dialed in, locked in, whatever your phrase is for it. She's ready for this contest. Good speed there. That was fantastic technique as she snapped round, really carried the momentum through. Waiting for the measurement to come up on our screens. It's 19 meters. Not quite an improvement on her first round throw, but a very solid one as indeed. Ajek going clear at the first time of asking there at 220. Aish in the shot put, just stepping out the circle it looks like, and that will be a no throw. It's at 4 at the moment. Schilder and Mitten, of course, the two at the top, as predicted. And here is Sarah Mitten, the Canadian, will desperately want to improve on that 19.38 in the first round. Stays in the circle this time and somewhat satisfied with that. And it is an improvement, 19.87. Big steps in the right direction for Sarah Mitten. Sits second at the moment after round 3. Big cheers there as Portillo makes 220 look easy, doesn't he? Not a single failure, not a scratch on his card yet. Well, a red flag as Schilder decides to step out the front of the circle. Her best throw still from round 1, that meeting record. Fabulous 20.43. Joel Clark-Card, second attempt at 2 meters 20. And he makes it as sheer delight. As all 3 athletes stay in the competition, they all progress to the next height, a 3 centimeter increase to 223. And it will be Ajek that attempts it first. He's already equaled his season's best at 220. Can he improve it? The 8 times national title holder in Turkey, including this year's, holds the national record and the national under-23 record for 230 back in 2019. Rather the current standings in women's shot put after 3 attempts. Jess Schilder, 20-43, leads the way quite significantly at the moment. Sarah Mitten trying to close the gap. She's to really bring her A game in the second half of that women's shot put. Ajette asking the crowd to quiet down and get the hype straight back up, get it in time, get it in the rhythm. Alperen Ajette. And that's a brilliant jump. Look at those celebrations. He soars over the bar. That's a new season's best, 3 centimetres below his personal best. Is that on the cards tonight? Camille. Does get the white flag. This is 2024 European Championships. 16.91. It is an improvement. And she moves up into 7th place. It's the season's best as well for Tamil. Now the youngster Rafalithu of Greece. The under-20 European champion. That's a huge yell. She's already bettered her indoor personal best. In fact, she's thrown further than her outdoor best as well. The 16.51. 16.20 her 4th round throw, so no improvement. She's perhaps getting a little bit fatigued now. But the 19-year-old putting on a great show. Portillo, a clean card so far. Can he join Ajette? Not to be. His first blemish on an otherwise perfect card. Portillo will need a second attempt at 2 meters 23. Van Klieken. Round number 4. She actually holds the Dutch national record in the discus. Has silver in the World Discus Competition in Tokyo. Quick wave to the camera there as she analyses the footage. Clearly a multi-talented thrower, and Enstrud then up next. Looks good. It's measured at 18.26, so no improvement. Maisch of Germany. 18.94 her best so far today. That was in round 2. 1902, her season's best. She's actually 7th on the 2026 world list. She'd be delighted to improve that if she could. Roche of Sweden. We've already had a season's best from her in round 1. A grin at that. Her release point has been excellent today, hasn't it? Straight down the middle of that sector. She equals that first round throw to the centimetre. 19.29. Back over in the high jump. Portillo. His second attempt. We'll have one more. Now this is where it gets interesting. Does Portillo choose to skip and move on to the next height? Or will he opt to have all 3 attempts here? In the meantime, Sarah Mitten will take her 4th round attempt. She looks slightly dissatisfied. She knows there's more in it. .18.94. Struggling just to find that power today. Schilder at the moment has absolutely blown away the rest of the competition. The indoor European champ on home turf in 2025. Fond memories of that, I'm sure, that will carry her through this indoor season and her attempts at the World Indoor Champs in a few weeks. .19.44, it's almost a metre shy of the meet record that she set in round 1. But we move back to Tomil. 16.91 from the Spaniard in the last round. Has she found her throwing? She looks much happier with that now. .17.80. That's a huge improvement. And that's more like what we'd expect from her. Well, clock on. To stay in the competition. 2.23. Could be a season's best for him as well. No, not this evening. Well, he thanks the crowd as he graciously leaves this high jump contest, leaving us with just 2 athletes remaining. Ajet, of course, has gone clear already at 2.23, went clear at the first time of asking. Portillo will have one more attempt. Rafalitu. She's 19 years old. She's had a good day so far. Not the the enthusiastic celebrations we saw in round one. She's still exited at the back of the circle. She's happy to have it measured. 16:53, and the celebrations are well deserved because that is a new personal best again for Maria Rafalithu. The junior is on fire this evening. Portillo getting the crowd hyped up. Fast-paced clap. Lots of atmosphere. Not this time, and that hands the win to Alperen Ajet. The season's best performance of 2:23. You can either now, of course, opt to jump at the next height, 2:25, which I expect he will do, or he can retire from the competition, but I suspect we'll see him jump in a few moments. Frank Lincoln. Analysing every jump, hasn't she? Every throw, sorry. Reviewing their technique. (18:12). Not a million miles back from that second round throw, which is her best mark so far to date. 18:16, that is, of course. And Jude of Portugal. Not quite happy with that one, but she saves it before it becomes a no throw. She is allowed to set it again and restart this attempt. And it results in a no throw in the end. Katarina Maish will be up next. And as suspected, Ajet lining himself up, getting himself ready to attempt 2:25. He's already won the contest. He can really just throw everything at this. No need to be conservative. The win is in the bag. That's a very good first attempt. He'll take a lot of information, a lot of feedback from that. Adjustments that he can make, how he can improve. In fact, on our system now, it shows Ajet has retired from that long jump, that high jump contest. Decided not to go any further in his attempt at 2:25. He's happy with his season's best of 2:23 in the win this evening. Fanny Roos of Sweden, sat in third at the moment. It's her fifth round throw. And she steps out the front. She's not happy with that one. Canadian returns for round 5. And she is much happier with that. We saw the grin spread across her face there. Is that the throw that she's been searching for? 1989. It is an improvement. It's not enough to challenge Schindler at the top. Jessica Schilder still far and away at the top of the leaderboard with that meeting record 20:43. Really trying to harness that momentum, and she claps that one. She's happier with it than she was from her previous efforts. Maria Tomil. And what will be her final appearance of the day. She thanks the crowd as she steps out the front of the circle. Her best effort remains 17.80 from round 5. That's the season's best performance, of course. Rafalithu with the PB in round 5. She's improved her lifetime best 20 centimetres this evening. That final throw 16.30, so no improvement on this time. But 20 centimetres on your PB is a pretty good evening. And the junior will be very, very happy with that. Jorinda van Kinken. This woman carefully tweaking her technique every round. She gets the white flag in round 6. We're looking for something that beats 18.16, and it's not to be this time round. 17.84, her 6th attempt. The world silver medalist in the discus will have to settle something a little below what she perhaps may have wanted, but should be very pleased. It still season's best today. Ensured ending her competition. $17.93, so no improvement on her best mark, which is 18.90. Katarina Maisch will be up next. She's sat 4th at the moment with 18.94. She's looked sharp actually today. Frustration though in the 6th round, and she doesn't have it measured.
Rio nejlepší, a to jsou ty nejzvučnější jména světové koule. Nestorka koulařských sektorů. 22násobná mistryně Švédska. Letos nejlepší výkon zde v Nehvizdech v 4. sérii. 1920.
Fanny Rouge sat in 3rd place at the moment. The season's best 19.29 from round 4. That 19.29, of course, equaling her national record. So any improvement on that would be a new Swedish indoor record. And it is 19.45. That's a brilliant 6th round throw from the Swede. She'll be very, very pleased with that. Sarah Mitten. Smiley and happy character. With 19.70 in the final round, she will remain in 2nd. She's indirectly given the win. Jessica Schilder, that meeting record, 20.43 in round 1. Can she improve it here? Can we see something longer than her current world lead? 20.49 the world lead at the moment. 20.43 her best today. It's in there. Will we see it? Claps the crowd, but steps out the front. She knows that wasn't going to be long enough to beat that 1st round effort. Well, what a fantastic 1st round effort it was. The crowd very lucky to see a meeting record. And Schilder puts herself at the top of the best ever performances here. And that does conclude our women's shot put competition. The athletes. It's a great community, isn't there, in the field eventers? They support each other through a lot. It's well known that they are often great friends in the field eventing community. And there you have your final results then. Fanny Rouge coming through with that season's best and Swedish national record, 19.45. Absolutely brilliant from her. Sarah Mitten coming through for 2nd with 19.89, and an incredible meeting record of 20.43 from Jess Schilder. The Dutch woman will take home the win. And hopefully a lot of momentum going in to those World Indoors that are just a few weeks away now. A lot of these athletes will have their national championships coming up. A final attempt to get the qualifying standard as well. That's up until the 8th of March. They can get those standards. And the selections, of course, will be done after that. The World Indoor Championships taking place on the 20th to the 22nd of March. There's been some brilliant performances all the way through the day. We started off with the men's shot put with a brilliant throw of 21 meters 80 in the 5th round from Leo Fabri. The Italians take the win in that competition. Chuck Enekwechi took 2nd with 21.20. And Raj Campbell, 3rd place athlete, taking the bronze with 21.15. It was a brilliant way to start off the timetable. We then moved, of course, to the men's high jump contest, where we saw Ajet cleared 2.23. He didn't manage 2.25 and retired from the competition after that, but 2.23 at the first time of asking was a brilliant way to win that contest. And then, of course, and there's the results on screen. In fact, Portillo coming in 2nd and Joe Clark-Kahn of Great Britain taking 3rd. Both of those clearing 2.20. Of course, it's countback that separates those two. And then our women's shot put results. And Jess Schilder taking the win with that meeting record, like you said. It's been a wonderful programme and a fantastic competition, so thank you very much for joining us this evening. I hope you've enjoyed it as much as we have. It's been a brilliant atmosphere as well, and hopefully we'll see you again next time. Thank you very much.
Jelikož se nám blíží již zmiňované vyhlášení vítězů, tak poprosíme první 3 muže vyšťastné soutěže, tedy Joela Clarka-Kahna, Jaira Portilla a Alpedera Aceta, aby se dostavili k vyhlášení a předání cen. Takže ještě jednou Joel